Right, we are live. I know everyone is shocked to see me, but yeah, I'm not dead. Didn't stream for a while because it's like there were holidays, and then I got sick, and then I don't know. I was doing other things, but I'm not gonna give you a song and dance. We're live now. Still playing the same deck. For those who are new or maybe just forgot, this is what we're playing. Hopefully, I'm not too rusty. But yeah, I've been liking this build. I still want to play the 100 games, so we've got, let's see, we've got what, if my math is correct, 27 more games to play in total. I think that'll take, I don't know, maybe like 5 more days, like 5 days to play 27 games. So I don't know, we're in the late innings here. Um, Main deck, still undecided on the card destruction. It's like I wish we could just cut it and play like 39 cards, but that's not really an option. And I can't figure out something better to play. Like it would either be Reckless Greed or Metamorphosis. I don't feel like any of those are particularly amazing either. In the side, I don't know. I feel like we could cut this Air Knight. I'm not really like a super big fan of the Air Knight, to be honest. Yeah, everything else though we liked well enough. Well, let's give it a shot. You know, I know. Last time I was streaming, there was like a bunch of other Reasoning Gate decks in the pool. Maybe now it's not as bad. Maybe like a month later, like the Reasoning Gate mirrors have kind of died off. Substitute Avatar. Yeah, I've been a really big fan of like the tune tables. I don't know, I think it was one of the like Italian tournaments. There's like a Reasoning Gate deck that played just regular Cannon Soldier with no tune tables. And I was just thinking like, okay, you just clearly don't know the whole purpose of that card. But here it's like, we got this card destruction. Well, that's a really nice panda. Yeah. Okay. If it wasn't for this start here, this is like a really good start for opponent. I was gonna go like draw go for a while. But now it's like I just kind of feel like we have to do something, you know? Alright, so that's 15. I mean, we got a couple of cards to discard to this card destruction. Because, like, Dimension Fusion is not going to be amazing. Call of the Haunted is going to be, like, too slow. I'm thinking if we should, like, just go Reasoning or not. Problem is, like, if we get Jinzo, it's not big enough to attack over this. I mean, if we Reasoning, he just has to call level 8, right? Might just go, like, set Reasoning, activate card destruction. Yeah, we'll just do that. Yeah, and I want to upstart because I want to draw like a tune table, before we activate Reasoning. Alright, he called 8, which, I mean, it makes sense. He's got a 1 in 4 chance of calling it correctly, but that's what I would call. Yeah, I really didn't want to get the tune table. And we, like, milled nothing. And... yeah, I mean, we're probably gonna lose this game, if I'm being totally honest. Um... Just because, like, we've taken way too much damage. It's really not that hard for our opponent to, Our opponent only has to do, like, 37 more. I mean, normally game 1, I think, we're just supposed to be winning this matchup a very large percentage of the time. But it's like going MST into Panda was just so strong. Hey, guys. Now if we get, like, cylindered here, I kind of hate my life. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, we kind of, like, drew this tune table in the wrong order, you know? It would have been nice if we'd, like, drawn the tune table, like, before the card destruction and whatnot, but... yeah, we'll just say go. I mean, setting a bluff doesn't really do anything. Other than, I don't know, maybe, like, beta Churnade. Unfortunately, I think we have to do this Dimension Fusion. I know that, like, we're just dead to, like, 10 different things. Yeah, I know we're just dead to, like, 10 different things, but... but, yeah, again, it's one of these things where, like, I don't really think... like, sitting here and doing nothing is not exactly a better option. If we, like, draw a Jinzo or, like, a Monster Gate into a Jinzo, there actually is a pretty reasonable chance that we can win. And, I mean, I do have this Monster Gate. And, yeah, 1 out of 3 chance for Demok, 1 out of 3 chance for Jinzo, 1 out of 3 chance for Crane. I mean, I like those odds. Wow, Crane was, like, the only one I didn't want. I would have been so happy to get either a Jinzo or a Demok. We still have it normal summons. Oh, that's crazy. Well, we're obviously discarding Tune Table. I mean, we're not going to Vortex anytime soon either way, so we'll just get rid of the Vortex. I mean, we don't really need the Jar Greed either, but, like... Yeah, I mean, at this point, I think we just win now, right? I mean, we're putting like a light in our grave for the BLS. And we're either getting Demok to get back Monster Gate into Jinzo, or we're getting Jinzo. I think the obvious card to get back is Monster Gate. I'm just making sure that I'm not missing anything. I'm just making sure there's not like some, oh, well, obviously this is actually better type of deal. I mean, we could get back Heavy and it's like kind of the same thing, but I don't know. Maybe he just chained something to Heavy and we lose somehow. So yeah, I think we just get back Monster Gate. And even if Jinzo's the last card in our deck, yeah, even if Jinzo's the last card in our deck, we should be beating everything. Unless he plays like Book of Moon or Scapegoat for some reason. Yeah, that was kind of crazy. After our opponent got us down to like 37 on turn 1, I was like, I don't think we're winning, but somehow we won. Um, the main thing we're worried about. Well, this build was not doing like Last Will Stein. It was just like a regular. It was basically like this deck, but with like Cannon Soldier instead of Toon Can. It made absolutely no sense. But, anyways, we definitely want Decree and MST. We like both those cards. And I actually think we want to side out Vortex. Vortex is not that great. And then we also like take out Jars because I don't know, they get negated by Decree. Then I think we like also can do this. Is this how we side? Maybe we don't take out card destruction. Card destruction was actually decent. I don't know how much I like Token Thanksgiving either. I mean, Raigeki Break is kind of good. The main card I'm scared about in this matchup, and I've said this before, main card I'm scared about is Chain Energy. Like, if he goes first, goes set a bunch of back rows, activate Chain Energy, that is very, very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. Oh, all right, we'll try this. Oh, this hand is alright. I definitely can't complain about this hand. Um. Huh. I mean, I'm not really worried about the anti-spell fragrance. What I'm worried about is what this monster is. Could be like morphing. Could be Cyberjar. I don't know. I think I'll just set 4 and say go. Is this Trunade? Yeah, I'm not sure if this works. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. I mean, let me check goatformat.com first. Well, this is the effects of all spell cards. I don't know. I think it would be negated because he's trying to activate the effect. Well, is it the effect of a spell card or is it a spell effect? Well, it says if Imperial is activated, it will not negate Last Will's state. Okay. I mean, based on what it says about Imperial Order, I would think that my opponent is correct here. When was the last reprint on Spell Canceller, I wonder? It would be sick if I had, like, Raigeki Break here. For game 3, I might just sided, like, Torrential. Like, just Torrential specifically. Because I feel like... I mean, of course, Torrential wouldn't be very good here, because he has Ryu Senshi. But, But yeah, if I top deck Toon Cannon, we can maybe put a light and a dark in our grave, summon Chaos Sorcerer, and then actually get ourselves out of this situation. I mean, obviously, it's extremely unlikely. You know, we're talking about giving ourselves less than a 3% chance to win. Because even if we draw the Dirk, it's not like we're guaranteed to win. Okay, alright, that's game. Yeah, it's kind of a weird spot here. I mean, we're definitely keeping in like MST. I mean, we're definitely keeping in Raigeki Break. Like I said, I think I just want Torrential. Like I just want Torrential. I'm not sure if Mirror Force is good enough. Mirror Force definitely might be good enough. Our opponent had an insane start that game. Going first to be like, hey, I have Anti-Spell Fragrance to skip your first turn. And then I have Last Will plus Tribute for Spell Canceller. I mean, that's like pretty insane. But yeah, I feel like Torrential can stop like multiple things. I don't know. We gotta give it a shot. Our opponent's side is like very, very strong. Like you do not see very many Panda Burn decks that just side Spell Canceller. You know, that is just so uncommon. I think I'll just do this. Like, I don't think I'm gonna be using Raigeki Break turn 1. Because I don't think my opponent's gonna summon Spell Canceller turn 1, unless he goes, like, Graceful Discard Spell Canceller, Premature Spell Canceller. I'll just let this resolve. I feel like Chaining Goats doesn't do a whole lot. I mean, if he just has, like, Rescue Cat Last Will, it's like, what can you do, you know? Yeah, I mean, I didn't think he'd have, like, the one of Stein. I figured he's more likely to have, like, a Panda than a Stein here. Jesus Christ. He just has everything. Like, he just has Trunade Stein Anti-Spell Fragrance, like, multiple turns in a row. It's fine. I mean, it's fine. You know, we have our own Trunade. You know, plus Scapegoat. I think we're gonna win this, if I'm being totally honest. I think we're gonna win this. Yeah, we'll just say go here. It's actually insane. Like, there's just nothing we can do. Like, our opponent just every single game has, like, Trunade Stein, Anti-Spell Fragrance, Spell Canceller. Alright, I'll just offer he's like, oh no, I counted this easily. Yeah, like, that is... He's like, oh no, I open this every game. It's like, that's not how math works, right? Like, that's just not how math works. Like, oh yeah, every game I open Spell Fragrance, Trunade, Stein, Spell Canceller. Like, just every single game. Like, yeah, okay, that's probably it. Because even there, it's like, even if he didn't have the Canceller, right? We were easily beating him. We were very easily beating him if he also didn't happen to have, oh, and by the way, I also have Spell Canceller. And if he didn't have the Fragrance, we would have beat him. That's the thing. It's like, if he had like 3 out of 4 of those components, we would win. But like, since he literally just opened a 4-card combo 2 games in a row, we lost. Like, that's like, you know, obviously, I don't have to explain like why that is not something that's normal. This is also not something that's normal. I guess this is like a skill drain deck, right? If he's playing Fusler, Berserk Gorilla, and Zombira, yeah, this has to be like a skill drain deck. That's like the only thing that makes sense. Could also have final attack orders, right? Final attack orders is pretty good against Scapegoat. Okay. Yeah, Deck Devi actually just kills nothing in my deck, right? Except Toon Cannon. Alright, he quit. Alright, so sorry. We forgot to update the record. We lost the last one, but then we just won. So we go to 25, and then we go to 50. But yeah, I don't like Zombire the Dark main deck, even in decks like Warriors, because like the whole it can't attack directly thing is... It is like so incredibly relevant for an aggro deck. That's like, I know like you're like, oh, 2100 attack. Zombire the Dark is not an aggro card. I would rather like main Zombire the Dark in a Chaos deck than main it in like a Warrior deck. But I don't particularly like maining it in either one. But yeah, I assume my opponent was on some sort of like skill drain cheese. Although the deck deving makes sense too, because the deck deving you can use it on Zombira, and then you can use it on... You can't use it on a set Fusler, not in GOAT format. But yeah, like, a lot of people actually don't know that. They don't realize that you can't set a Fusler and use deck devi on it. I've had to, like, tell my opponents that, you know, find them the ruling. Okay, let's... Oh, my opponent's playing a 45-card deck. Doesn't really mean anything other than... I don't know. My opponent might be, like, a newer player or something. This hand is okay. I mean... to be honest, it's kind of worse than average. Because the problem is we don't really want to go, like, Scapegoat Monster Gate before we draw our Toon Cannon. I mean, we got Snatch, though, at least. We got Snatch. Snatch is kind of our insurance policy. Oh, and our opponent does the thing that triggers me, which is the whole activate spell card, say declare the effect. I don't know why that triggers me, it just does. It's like one of my only pet peeves. Increase your life points by 400 for each monster on your side of the field. And he didn't even attack. He just straight up didn't attack. Maybe that means he has, like, a bunch of Just Desserts set. I don't think I want to do anything yet. I mean... I guess we can, like, card destruction at some point. I really want to draw the Toon Cannon. I really want to get that, like, Toon Table. Like, if I could go Toon Table for Toon Cannon, then, like, discard all my stuff, I would be, like... I would feel a lot better, you know? Alright. Well, you know what? I feel like we kind of have to do something now, so let's give this a shot. We'll see if he chains a bunch of stuff. If he has just desserts, I imagine he just kind of has to flip it now. Okay, he just lets it resolve. We'll go reasoning. Who knows what this guy will call? I mean, this is like a weird deck. He called 6. So he's really scared of Jinzo, I guess. He's got a 20% chance of calling this reasoning correctly. Oh, well, Jesus. There's the 20%. Yeah, my opponent is, like, saying, haha, I got you in the chat or whatever. I mean, 6 was, like, just an awful level to call. But, you know, it is what it is. And now I'm sure I'll just get the Toon Cannon and hate my life. Yeah, I mean, literally the worst possible reasoning and Monster Gate combination we could have gotten. Just straight up worst possible combination. Nilled 2 Chaos Monsters. I guess I'm just gonna card Destruction. I mean, this is, like, sort of the cons of playing a deck like this, is obviously, if we're playing, like, a normal deck, right? Like, if I'm playing something like Chaos or Warriors, we're probably just easily beating whatever the hell this is, right? But, you know, we're not playing a normal deck. So, you know, sometimes we can just kind of get unlucky and lose because of that, right? So yeah, we got, like, Crane, Demock. If we get the Demock off this Monster Gate, I'm feeling pretty good, right? I mean, we gotta get lucky eventually, you would think. I mean, even if we get the Crane, we can attack over the Pickaroo or whatever, I guess. So we have not normal summons. We have not normal summons. The Graceful is a very good draw. I don't know, man. I guess they're just, like, worried about, like, Cyberjar. If there's a Cyberjar, I don't think there's a lot we can do, if I'm being totally honest here. So do we have pre? No, we don't have pre or call. Okay, yeah, I guess we'll just get rid of this. Yeah, I feel like this game could go either way. I'm just gonna do this way. If, I don't know, if my opponent has something weird like a giant rat set, then we can, like, banish it with Sork main phase 2. Okay, well, he has Needleworm. Okay, well, that's just probably GG then. I was kind of worried about Cyberjar for the same reason. Yeah, I mean, I think the Spell Canceller guy, I mean, I'm pretty sure that was cited in. Like, he just cited in, like, Anti-Spell Fragrance plus Spell Canceller. But yeah, I'm just trying to look at what our opponent's deck is. I mean, if our opponent just has straight up nothing, we can just attack for game. So yeah, I think we just go, like, attack with Sork, and then hope it's good enough. Okay, well, if... Alright, I mean, this is fine. Yeah, we just want, like, Decree. I don't even think we really want MST. I think, like, just Decrees are probably good enough. Yeah, I think all we really want is, like, Decree, right? I mean, we could also, like, side in Duo, but I don't think Duo is, like, gonna accomplish a lot. I also don't think we want, like, Vortex, if I'm being honest. Raigeki Break could be okay. Like, just go Raigeki Break, like, kill your set Cyberjar. Hey, team Soul Intent. Yeah, I think Raigeki Break is probably a good card. Even Snatch, I don't feel like we really need Snatch. Yeah, is there anything our opponent could summon that we would want to Snatch? I don't think so. I don't think so, really. Well, no, he did play, like, the Pickaroo. We can Snatch that. We can Snatch that. As long as we have, like, one Snatch target, it's good enough. But yeah, for the most part, I think this matchup is fine, right? Like, obviously that game we just kind of... The problem wasn't, like, my opponent's thing was like, oh, you, like, played yourself, man, you, like, milled all your cards. The issue wasn't that we milled all our cards. The issue is that we milled all our cards without getting anything good, right? Like, we went reasoning. Our opponent had a 20% chance to call it correctly. Of course, called it correctly. And then we went Monster Gate, got the worst possible Monster Gate target. Now we have this shit. So, yeah, I mean, again, the issue isn't that, like, we milled all our cards. The issue is that we got, like, super unlucky while we did so. I mean, here at least our saving grace is we have Potagreed. I mean, I don't think our opponent's gonna attack over our Toon Cannon. So I think we'll just set it and say go. It's a very unconventional play. Now, I want a reasoning. I also want a tribute for Jinzo. I think I'm gonna reasoning first, only because last time I used reasoning, my opponent called 6, so I don't want to show them that I have a Jinzo. Right? I think we just go activate reasoning. Hope our opponent just calls 6. Well, he called 4 this time. I mean, that's fine too. So let me think. I might just get back Pot Agreed. Yeah, I guess I'll get back Pot. I was considering Dimension Fusion too. And sure, I'll go Pot, I guess. I kind of wish I had like a discard outlet. This would be one of these times where card destruction would be, oh man, card destruction would be so good. Alright, well, I'm feeling pretty good. We're up like a million cards. We have a really strong board. We have Premature. Only thing I'd really be worried about is, like, Snatch on Demok. But even with that, it's like, okay, we just Trunade. Even this is fine. The Hammer Shot doesn't kill Jinzo, so... yeah, that's not really gonna do a whole lot. So I'm kind of worried about Morphing Jar here in particular. So, we're definitely gonna summon this. I'm gonna do kind of a weird play, I guess, to play around Morphing. I'm just gonna go summon Crane, and I'm gonna go, like, set set Trunade, and... yeah, and attack with Crane. Okay, and then we go main phase 2. And then that's game. Alright, can we go to game 3, please? Okay. So yeah, we didn't draw anything we sided, I don't think. Um... Mm. I don't know, I don't really feel like we have anything else we can side in, right? I mean, Jar could still be better than Snatch. I don't feel like we need MST. Like, there's not a lot of stuff that, like, I'm super worried about. I feel like Decree is strictly better than MST, and we don't need that much spell or trap removal. I wish we had, like, something else to side in, but we don't. I don't know, maybe we will just do this. I don't know, I still feel like pretty confident. Like, as long as we don't get, like, a super low roll, we should be fine. I mean, we opened, like, double Toon Table again, which is a little frustrating. But we also have, like, Jar and Monster Gate. Okay, he has that thing again. BLS, I feel, is very strong in this matchup. I mean, it's BLS, but what's nice is, like, the fact that it can banish face-down monsters, because this deck has, like, a lot of monsters that are very, you know, a lot of set monsters that are very scary, like Morphing Jar and Cyber Jar in particular. So let's do this. I'll make sure he's not gonna respond. Because our opponent, yeah, like, he plays, like, a bunch of counter magic. Yeah, that's fine. We just really need a light in our grave. I don't know why he's playing Despair from the Dark. I have no idea what that's about. But yeah, that's basically like a 2-for-2 trade here. We might actually die to battle damage if we draw badly enough. That's what's funny about this, is, like, we could reasonably just die to 1,200 hits. I'm not really worried about the 400 life gain, or if he sets a monster, it'll be 800. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I just really need the light, the Sacred Crane, right? I mean, even just drawing a Sacred Crane would be awesome. Okay. Alright, he wants me to roll first for some reason. So how much does he take? Equal, okay, so he takes 15. I can't believe there's a pretty reasonable chance I just lose to this shit. Alright. Well, he might have another Magic Jammer. If he actually has Magic Jammer, I will be fairly upset. Uh... I mean, eventually we gotta draw something, right? Oh my god, my opponent just wants to tell me his whole life story. Yeah, okay, yeah, you gain 800. That's nice. That's really nice. Just let's draw like a crane, or a reasoning, or a monster gate. I don't really want to goats on this attack yet. I don't know, I mean, we lose the BLS, but like... I mean, we gotta draw something off this card destruction, right? I'm gonna chain it, because there's no reason not to. So what's this monster? This monster, it can be like... you know, a Magician of Faith, a Needle Ceiling. It's probably not Cyber Jar. Could be Morphing Jar. I don't know, you know what? This is kind of crazy, but I think I'm just gonna, like, attack the Pikaru and Raigeki Break and kill the set monster and just try to win a fair game. Like, just literally just try to play a totally fair game of Yu-Gi-Oh! That's my whole plan. My plan is to play a fair game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Okay, that is fine. I do not think we're gonna get burned out. I really don't. Yeah, we'll just do this, like, in draw phase. So he'll gain 400 less, and we'll just kill whatever that is. Well, I wasn't too worried about Death Koala. I was thinking, like, okay, hopefully we kill, like, a Morphing Jar or a Needle Worm or something. Now things get interesting. Okay, so we've got 2 reasoning targets left in our deck, right? I don't know. I could, like, deck myself out here. I think our plan is still just to play an entirely fair game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, this is not really going my way. Well, we can go Special Summon Sork, Tribute for Demok, get back, I don't know, get back something. Get back monster. Oh, it's like I'm so scared of, like, the Cyber Jar and Morphing Jar, but, like, I don't know if there's anything I can do about it. That's the problem. It's like... And it's like, I'm gonna have to banish BLS, which would be really nice to have, like, as a monster reincarnation target. Maybe we can go, like, Reasoning. Reasoning, mill a bunch of stuff. Tribute for DMOC, get back monster reincarnation, reincarnation for BLS. Alright, we'll just Trunade. Okay, he called 6, so he's got a 50-50 shot. Yeah, I really just wanted to, like, mill something, you know? Like, just mill, like, I don't know. Like something good. Yeah, the problem is I just feel like I'm still gonna lose. Like, I just feel like I don't have anything that great to get back. Like, I just actually don't have anything that good. I mean, I guess I'll just get back, like, Dimension Fusion and save it. Or you can just get back Pot of Greed. Like, it's between Dimension Fusion, Premature Burial, and Pot of Greed, right? Like, if we get Dimension Fusion, we're gonna save it. If we get Premature or Pot, we're gonna just use it right now. Yeah, I think it's... I don't think we want Pre. It's between Dimension Fusion or Pot. I think we just want Dimension Fusion. And now my opponent, like, just paused the game. Yeah, like, my opponent is, like, throwing a fit because I'm trying to make good decisions. Alright, he's gonna get back swords, I'm guessing. Okay, he's getting back card destruction. Yeah, I mean, Gishki FTK is, like, the best, probably the best deck in wind-up format. If it's not, it's easily top 3, right? But yeah, by the way, this same thing happened. That story is really good. Simokami. This same thing happened in GOAT format. So I assume you're talking about Jazz, and he ran one of the first GOAT format events on Duelist Grounds. I played Empty Jar, which as we know now, is not even like a very good deck in GOAT format. But I killed someone like on turn 2, games 1 and 2, and then he just banned the deck. Yeah, I'll just Dimension Fusion now. My opponent is just refusing to special summon monster. Okay, for some reason he's putting his monsters in attack mode. No idea why. Like, my opponent is just being extremely unreasonable. He's like, no, you have to choose which monster to special summon. Like, BLS isn't a choice. Like, it's literally not a legal choice. I don't know. My opponent just won't read any of my cards. But yeah, that is fun. Like, you know, history really repeats itself sometimes. Jazz has done that in every single format he's ever ran. Oh, I don't like this deck, so we're just banning it now. And this is why no one likes him. Like, let's be honest here. To be honest, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, obviously here, like, it's too late. But Autonomous Action Unit is actually legitimately a decent card versus Reasoning Gate. I don't know if it's, like, main decked or sided or what. I mean, and obviously they're, you know, generally better cards that you can side against Reasoning Gate. But Autonomous Action Unit actually does have some sick targets. What even is that? I have no idea, like, why he's playing this and Despair from the Dark. I am, like, super confused. When this card leaves the field, destroy the equipped monster. Okay, I guess that just means he's dead, right? Jesus Christ, this was like pulling teeth. This is just like pulling teeth. Okay. Yeah, I don't even, like... I... Did he, like, just change his whole deck post-side? I don't even know. Because, to be honest, like, Mill was the only thing I was, like, really scared about. Mill was, like, the only thing I was scared about, and then, like, I feel like he just sided out all his Mill cards. I mean, I assume he still had Cyber Jar and Morphing Jar in his deck, because, I mean, those cards are just good cards. Tune Table would be so nice right now. Like, if we just drawn a Tune Table, and then gotten to go, like, Graceful, discard Light, Dark. I don't even know what you send back. I mean, I guess you send back the BLS, right? Yeah, I mean, I guess be Graceful now. Drawing like the call is pretty nice. Yeah, let's get rid of like Crane. Get rid of Churnade. Okay, yeah, that's all good. Yeah, we're off to a good start. We're definitely off to a good start here. And the call even kind of combos with Churnade. Yeah, we'll just go set, say go. This is a pretty good setup. You know, if we activate Reasoning on a later turn, it's like the Reasoning has a 1 out of 3 chance, no matter what level he calls. So yeah, this Heavy Storm effectively went -2. Yeah, this is a huge misplay. Like, you shouldn't go heavy graceful. You should probably just be going graceful, discard heavy. Yeah, he just, like, drew all the bricks. He's just drawn, like, all the bricks in this matchup. Like, heavy's effectively a brick. Cross out is basically a brick. Mind control is basically a brick. Well, the odds of our opponent calling both of these reasonings correctly is 1 out of 6. So let's just go ahead and activate a reasoning. Oh no, he shuffled back Toon Cannon in the deck. That's fine. I mean, I guess he can call level 4. I think calling level 4 is pretty risky. Okay, he called 8. I mean, you're either calling 8 or 4. There's no universe where you're calling 6 here. I would probably call 8 if I were my opponent. Oh man, that's so lucky. That's so lucky. Alright, he called 2, so he's definitely getting this one wrong. Yeah, we're probably just gonna lose just because I've, like, used all my gas. Getting the 8 correctly was, I mean, obviously that, you know, pretty much won him the game. Damn near close to it. I mean, he's got no light in his grave. Oh, this is a really lucky draw. This is a very, very lucky draw. Let me check. All three dimension fusions are gone. So I think we want to leave Demok in grave in case we top deck like a pre. Yeah, it makes sense to me. Well, could have gotten back graceful. Alright, well, I guess we just hope he doesn't have meta. Hope he doesn't have meta, hope he doesn't have snatch. Creature swap would be fine. If he swaps, we just give him the Jinzo. Alright, I mean, that's also fine, I guess. We did get to banish a light, which is pretty crucial. And we are absolutely slamming this Sacred Crane. We need to clear these goats as soon as possible. I mean, he still has one more turn to draw like a meta. But he has to draw the meta like this turn. Yeah, Snatch is still really good. I mean, we have Churnade, but, like, you know. You know, obviously if we Churnade, he can just Snatch again. So it's like, you know, what do we do? I mean, at some point, yeah, at some point, hopefully we just draw this pre. We still have one Goats left in our deck, too. I don't know. I feel like this is kind of anyone's game. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I feel like we could just, like, deck out. But at some point, like, the pre is going to be very good. Especially since we have a Churnade to combo with it, right? We have a Churnade to combo with it. Yeah, I don't even think I want to drop Sork. That's what's, you know, that's what's crazy. I don't even think I want to drop Sork. Because if we drop Sork, it just makes our pre dead. And, like, pre is kind of our win condition here, I think. So yeah, I think we're just not dropping Sork yet. And it's funny, this Jaragreed has just been dead for like 1,000 years. Yeah, Gishki is really good in that format. I mean, you don't really have any terrible matchups, if I'm being totally honest. Oh, the duo is so good. The duo hitting the Trunade's really good. Oh. I mean, there's no reason not to set goats here, so yeah, we'll just, And to be honest, I feel like the main thing that we have to worry about is, like, goats from our opponent, right? And maybe we shouldn't have set goats, because we still have Vortex in our deck. And we actually kind of need a discard for the Vortex. Yeah, I think setting goats was like a misplay, potentially. Oh, we can go pre for DMOC. And then get back Dimension Fusion. And then just like Dimension Fusion all the things. But then our opponent... But then what if he has goats? Yeah, I feel like... Do we wait to draw the Vortex? Well, we can also just start looping. Hold on. We go pre, get back DMOC. Dimension Fusion. Dimension Fusion, all the things. Draw a card. He snatches our BLS, but then we have our own snatch. I don't know. I think I'm just going to go for it. I'm just going to go for it and see if it works. Maybe this is like the wrong play. Alright, he just conceded. Yeah, I mean, you make some good points, right? People don't say DD Crow Dweller isn't legal. I mean, well, if they played, you know, post Abyss Rising, I don't know why they don't play post Abyss Rising, because Abyss Rising makes the format a lot better, in my opinion. Like, it adds a new component to the meta that's not overpowered. So, personally, if I were to play that format, I would want to play with Abyss Rising, just because there's no downside. But if for some reason they aren't playing with Abyss Rising, um... then yeah, like Gishki is kind of overpowered. Like, Agents is a tricky matchup to play, but if you're good at it, I do feel like you're gonna win like 50% of the time. Like, I don't think Agents is like an awful matchup. Like, you're definitely not excited to play against Agents, but it's not like some horrible, horrible matchup. Yeah, I don't think we cite anything for this, right? Oh, no, I like, oh, it's Chaos Control. It's Chaos Control. So, like, I think we just side like this. Or maybe we just side out card destruction. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, no, I forgot. We like Ring for these kinds of matchups, right? Oh, this is a great hand. This is a wonderful hand. Yeah, we like this hand. But yeah, that last game, I actually thought, like, we had a pretty decent chance to lose. But we did not lose. I guess just go, like, set, say go. Yeah, I don't think we want to, like, go Toon Cannon Monster Gate yet. Especially because, like, our pre doesn't even have, like, a good target yet. Yeah, we'll just go, like, set, set, set. Yeah, I don't really care what he hits here. Okay, that's fine. That, to be honest, I feel like that's a good trade for me. We lose our jar, but we get rid of his Raigeki break and his meta. Like, that just seems like a legitimately good trade. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then I like this end phase MST. Yeah, I mean, I guess we just go Monster Gate now, right? But yeah, our opponent's like lost so many cards at this point. I feel like we can just win a fair game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, Crane's fine. To be honest, I even just like, hey, just crash Crane, main phase 2, pre, draw another card, you know? I mean, we can Vortex. Yeah, I mean, we could just go, like, Vortex, discard Trunade. I mean, we're gonna need to Vortex at some point anyway, because if we just crash pre, he just turns the Reaper to defense. Yeah, we're gonna have to Vortex at some point anyways, so we might as well just do it now. And yeah, at this point, like, yeah, we'll just try to win a fair game of Yu-Gi-Oh, I guess. You know, why not? I guess we could just activate Reasoning. He's got a 1 out of 3 chance to call it correctly, and even if he does call it correctly, we have pre. Yeah, no reason not to. No reason not to. I mean, I assume he calls 8. Yeah, he calls 8. I mean, 8 is the correct level to call here. And what do we get back? What do we get back? Just pot, I guess? Yeah, just pot. Why not? Just go for cards. I mean, you could get back Trunade, but no reason to really do that, I think. Do we have, like, Monster Reincarnation in there? No. Yeah, we'll just go pre, get back. Yeah, pre for pot. Pre for pot. I'm not really liking either of these. This is kind of gross. How many Dimension Fusions are left? We have 2 Dimension Fusions left. Yeah, I don't think we want to attack with Demok. Only because, like, I don't want his guy to get banished. We could Tribute Crane for Jinzo, like, in case it's just... Yeah, I think we go, like, Tribute Crane for Jinzo. And then go, like, Jinzo attack. Oh, that does put a light in his grave, though. Maybe we should have attacked with Demok. Yeah, I think we should have attacked with Demok. I was overthinking that. I was kind of overthinking that. I could definitely just get super punished here. I don't know. Yeah, and now it's like if he snatches our Demok. I don't know, man. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I kind of got myself in trouble there. I mean, at some point, we've got to just draw this Dimension Fusion, right? No, I mean, Abyss Rising actually adds diversity, because again, you get Atlantean Mermail, which is, like, kind of important. I mean, at some point, we've got to draw this Dimension Fusion, right? Like, we just draw Dimension Fusion and the game's over. Yeah, that was heavy. I don't, like, want to get ringed for game or something. Oh, we knew what that was. We knew it was meta. I'm just being stupid, I guess. Wow, he's actually activating the effect here. I think he is taking on a tremendous amount of risk. I think he is taking on a ton of risk by doing this. And now he kills his Reaper. Our reasoning, by the way, is just literally a brick. This snatch is really good. Alright, well... Oh, that is so good for him! Because now he's gonna put me at 2,000, and now my Dimension Fusion's dead. Yeah, like... Alright, well, we lose this one. So we know our opponent has Solemn. I mean, we don't know how many. But if our opponent has Solemn, that does kind of make, like, cards like Giant Trunade better. I don't know, I feel like sometimes in this matchup, I feel like I don't like Token Thanksgiving that much, but it's like, if we're not siding in Token Thanksgiving for this, then what the hell are we siding in Token Thanksgiving for? You know what I mean? Yeah, I should have saved Heavy. I should have saved Heavy to bait the Solemn. But I was kind of like, oh, if we don't Heavy, it's going to get discarded to Reaper, but I should have just set Heavy. Yeah, I mean, it's of course hard to know that, like, that's going to happen, I guess. Yeah, it is what it is. I don't know, let's try the same side. Reaper's a good card for our opponent, though. This hand is not great, but, you know, it's not entirely unplayable either. I don't don't think we want a Monster Gate turn 1, right? That doesn't really accomplish a whole lot. I mean, it lets us get under Solemn. We're gonna get either Crane, Jinzo, or Demock. Yeah, like, we don't really want Jinzo. That's the problem. Like, if we go Toon Cannon, Gate, and then we get, like, a Jinzo, we're not really happy. I don't know, I guess we'll just go... Drawing the second Monster Gate is actually so sick. So sick. Probably, like, the best card we could have drawn. You know what? You know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. So now if we just draw any monster that we can... If we just draw, like, a Sacred Crane, we can just, you know... Oh, but he can banish it. He can banish it with Kaiku. Yeah, we just need, like, just a Sacred Crane or a Reasoning. Or even just a Scapegoat. Like, there's so many draws. Or a Ring. Like, Ring is just game 2. Yeah, I'm just gonna take it. I'm gonna have to let him just banish the Toon Cannon. But yeah, I think this game I just gambled and lost. I mean, there wasn't a whole lot I could do. He had double Solemn for double Monster Gate. I mean, we can still... I don't know. It sucks, because now it's like... Now my plan just doesn't even work, because I'm giving him 1,000 more life. Yeah, like, we just... Yeah, that was just pretty horrible luck. You know, our opponent had double Solemn, and then we had just a million different cards where, oh, if we just draw this, we win. If we just draw this, we win. And we just, you know, didn't get there. Crane would have been an instant win. Goats would have been an instant win. Ring would have been an instant win. In many cases, reasoning would have also been an instant win. And it's like, nope, couldn't do it. Even like game two, it was kind of the same thing. Like game two, we were ahead for so long, and then just drew, you know, brick after brick after brick. I mean, if we'd saved the heavy, we probably would have won. That's on me. So yeah, probably just should have played better into Odom. This hand is definitely not bad. Yeah, I mean, I definitely feel like you can change like one or two cards, but in this meta, it's like you just have to play full draw and deck thinning, or it's just going to be so hard to compete. Oh my god, he has duo. Like, it's like... It's like, I don't even care. I don't even care that they have Thunder Dragon Pot. I don't even care. The duo, though... You know, the duo is really what gets me. Jesus Christ, we draw double Crane? I mean, I hate to say this, guys. This is a really shitty plan. But my plan is to activate Reasoning, hope my opponent calls level 4, get a Demock, and try to win. That's, I think, the only thing I can really do. Okay, he called 6, which... Oh my god. I swear, it's like... Literally the worst possible thing that could happen off this Reasoning is mill 0 cards, hit Toon Cannon. Because even, like, if I mill... like, a bunch of stuff and hit Toon Cannon, it's not that bad, because maybe we can, like, Monster Reincarnation for a Chaos Sorcerer. But I swear, sometimes it's like... I just get the worst possible result off of my Reasonings and Monster Gates. Where I'll just go, oh, like, the only way I lose is if I get this, 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 and this. And, like, it just seems to happen a disproportionate amount of the time, you know? And this is a massive misplay to get back Duo instead of Pot. Unless he has Heavy Storm. If he has Heavy Storm, then it's not a misplay. But if he doesn't have, like, a Heavy Storm, this is just a huge misplay. Okay, well, I guess he did have the Heavy. So I can't really fault him. How does our opponent just have nothing here? That's what I'm so confused about. I mean, I guess our opponent's hand just must be, like, 3 Chaos Monsters or something. Yeah, I mean, if he doesn't deal with our board here... He actually just might be dead. Oh, okay, so he's gonna ram Sangan and then drop a Chaos Monster? Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, that definitely makes sense. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he's gonna banish, probably, I don't know. I guess, I don't know which one's better for him to banish. I don't know, it's funny, I actually think Crane would be better to banish. Well, you can argue it either way, I guess. Up. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention to the chat. To the guy who asked earlier, do you prefer 2 or 3 Vayu and Blackwing? I prefer 2. Or sorry, 1 or 2. To be fair, like 2 Vayu, it got a little better after like Cards for Black Feathers was released. But like you play 3 Icarus attack, you play Allure. I think playing 2 Vayu is fine. And keep in mind, too, in Blackwing, I like to main double oppression. So, like, there's a lot more incentive to play 2 Vayu, you know, after you're playing, like, double oppression. So, yeah, I should kind of, like, preface by saying, you know, I play double oppression, hence I also play double Vayu. Yeah, probably better for him to attack here. You get to deal 700 battle damage, and you make Dimension Fusion a bit worse. Oh, sorry, we draw now. Well, we still have 3 monster gates left in our deck, and because of that, I don't want to set Crane. Do the Time Seal builds play Dust Shoot? I always forget. I don't think they do. As far as why Phoenix isn't meta. Okay, yeah, he's got another Chaos Mon. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I was dead either way, even if I set Crane, because it's, you know, same shit. Yeah, okay. Phoenix isn't meta because its effect very rarely actually does anything. Like, people have a lot of ways to out Phoenix without, like, actually destroying it. That's kind of the problem. Now, Phoenix actually think it's pretty decent against, like, warriors. Even, like, Earth aggro, I think it's fine. But, like, all of the control decks in the meta, they're either playing Chaos Sorcerer, Metamorphosis, or both. So, I don't know, it's just... You know, the juice isn't worth the squeeze. But yeah, we drew absolutely horrible that game, and we still got to do some stuff. It wasn't, like, entirely one-sided. I mean, our opponent was, like, very much at, like, you know, the top of his range, so to speak, with you know, Thunder Dragon, Pot Duo, Faith back for Duo to sort of, you know, put you in the Duo plus heavy bind. Very, very tough to deal with that. But we'll just get him in the next one. Well, I'm definitely gonna Graceful turn 1. Our hand is pretty bad. Yeah, I think we go, this is kind of tough, actually. Because our gate is guaranteed to get us a Crane. I think we go discard Demock, discard Toon Cannon, and then we go set gate. This guarantees us to, you know, to get Crane. And then my idea, I mean, I milled a BLS, but I didn't know I was going to mill a BLS. The idea now is that next turn we can, you know, tribute Crane for Jinzo to put the light in our grave, and then go Sork Dimension Fusion. That was kind of the idea. So yeah, I mean, honestly, there's almost nothing that I think can really stop me from going off. I mean, I guess if you have some sort of hand disruption, like Dust Shoot Duo or like a Spirit Reaper hit somehow. Yeah, I think I'll tribute for Jinzo first and then heavy. Just like in case he has like Jar Agreed set or Ageki Break set. Alright, he just conceded. Yeah, that was another very, very lopsided game. Yeah, we didn't really get to see what he sided, right? I mean, he just conceded. Yeah, I know nobody runs 3 Vayu. I said I run 2 Vayu. Yeah, I don't know. Well, we'll try this again. Our opponent getting to go first is definitely pretty advantageous for him. Boy, this hand is decent. We got like Goat's Gate, Jar. As long as we don't get like duoed again. If our opponent's hand isn't like super duper nuts. Oh my god, it's like both games. Both games that he went first, he had duo. In the opening hands. I mean, we can still win, but it definitely gets a bit harder. I mean, luckily, like, True Date and Jinzo, did we really need those? Maybe, maybe not. We don't really know. If he wants to, like, end phase or Raigeki break me, you know, he can do it. And I still don't know, like, how do people not know to side out Heavy Storm against Reasoning Gate? Even it's like, I've mentioned it on my channel, you know, I've mentioned it in, like, other videos, and I have people telling me that, like, I'm wrong. That's what's so crazy, is I have people who are, like, good players saying, no, you're wrong, you should keep it heavy for Reasoning Gate. And I'm just like, why? Every single card in the deck is chainable. Like, I don't understand it. You know what I mean? Like, am I crazy here? Like, I'm not crazy, right? Like, every single card is chainable, and somehow people just still think that it's, like, a good... I don't know, to me it's like... It doesn't take, like, you know, galaxy brain logic to figure out that, you know, that Heavy Storm against a deck where everything is chainable is not good. If people, oh, but it's Heavy Storm. It's like, yeah, and it's awful. It does nothing. My opponent's Heavy Storm went -2. Like, okay, sure, he cleared the goats, but, like, who cares? You know what I mean? And our opponent using, like, Threatening Roar in the draw phase was also a massive misplay. Anyways, I think I'm just gonna go set to play around Dust Shoot and say go. He could have Breaker. I could get punished by Breaker, but we know the card in his hand is not Breaker. And I assume he has more Dust Shoots than Breakers post side. Royal Oppression is literally one of the top 10 cards in Edison format. It just boggles my mind that people are finally starting to, like, realize it. Like, in the last few months, you've seen a bit more Oppressions main decked. But I think if you're playing any one of these Vayu decks, whether it's Black Wings or Vayu Turbo, yes, main deck double Oppression, it is absolutely insane. It is absolutely insane. I guess he calls 4, right? Oh, he actually called 8. This is one of the few circumstances where I actually would call 4. Because he's got a 2 out of 3 chance to get it right on 4. And the Crane crashing into his tribe, I mean, that's like a, you know, it's definitely a thing that matters. I don't know. I mean, here, you know, he got it correctly, but this is one of the few circumstances where I would have called 4. But obviously my opponents just call all their reasonings correctly. Because, you know, of course they do. So yeah, we got 2 Cranes left as our only gate targets. Oh, come on. Are you really just gonna mill my whole deck? Okay, good. Okay, well now we just win then. I don't know, like, why our opponent would just do that, like, right away. Anyways, do we have Monster Reincarnation for BLS? Do we have it? Yeah, we do. Okay, it's game then. Yep, that definitely works. I think this is game through Karibo. Just for those keeping score at home, this is game through Karibo. Alright. Because we had Dimension Fusion. Alright, well... Finally ended up on the winning side here. So what do you do? I think today we've won 3, lost 2. Yeah, we've won 3, lost 2. Alright, I am gonna play one more match. Unless it's, like, super quick. If my opponent, like, I don't know, like, quits turn 1 or something, okay, then we'll, like, play another match. But otherwise, we're just gonna play one match. But yeah, that game 3, I was worried, like, when I went pre for DMOC, I was like, if he just has a Raigeki break for our pre, we just can't win. But he actually just revealed his ring right away. So I'm like, okay, well, that makes things easy. Alright, let's go. I think Jar is better than Reckless. The problem with, like, Reckless, and card destruction to an extent, is, like, Reckless, like, it draws you 2, but if the 2 cards aren't good, you're just absolutely screwed. Whereas, like, Jar doesn't have that problem. I mean, I guess that's a very simple explanation, but, like... this hand is really not good. This is the kind of hand that, like, really needs a Toon Table. Toon Table / like, Toon Cannon, it's very similar to Thunder Dragon in this deck, in that it thins your deck and loads your grave for, like, this BLS. Right? If we just get to go, like, Toon Table for Toon Cannon, Monster Gate the Toon Cannon, boom, that puts a dark in our grave. And, you know, just always putting that dark into your grave really early on in the game is just such a nice luxury. Alright, well, I assume this is fine. I don't really think we want a heavy yet, because we just have, like, 0 follow-up. The only reason to heavy would be to, like, prevent our Jar from getting hit by, like, an end-phase MST. Yeah, I just really need that Toon Table, man. I'm thinking, is there a reason we'd want to, like, go heavy before Graceful? I mean, I guess it'll kind of give us a hint as to what our opponent's playing. Yeah, I think we'll heavy before Graceful. Plus, people play, like, weird stuff in ladder. If I, like, Graceful and it gets hit by, like... yeah, that's pretty valuable info. That is very valuable info. Okay, yeah, that... I'm actually very glad now that I heavied before going Graceful. So let's see. 4 plus 7 is 11, so we take 22. Well, we're definitely not going to need one of these Dimension Fusions, I don't think. Well, let's see. We're going to go go to 5. I mean, we're also not going to need this Trunade. Probably won't need the Trunade. So I guess we just discard, like, what? We probably just discard, like, Trunade Dimension Fusion? That seems good, right? I mean, we also aren't going to really need the Snatch. So yeah, we're discarding 2 out of these 3. Dimension Fusion, Trunade, and Snatch. And it's not like super straightforward. I don't know, I think it's pretty unlikely that we're gonna need a Dimension Fusion. A second Dimension Fusion, that is. But then it's a question of Trunade versus Snatch. I mean, there's also a pretty good chance we could be getting like a Jinzo this turn. 1 out of 4. Yeah, I think we probably won't need Snatch. Trunade also combos with Pre, which could be kind of relevant. Alright, so we'll thin out our deck. Activate Monster Gate. Pretty much anything we get off this Monster Gate is a good hit. I mean, obviously, Demock would be the best hit. Oh, you know what's also crazy? I think this is game, because we can go BLS, banish the monster. Oh no, we don't have a Dark in our grave. Oh, if we had a Dark in our grave, it would be so sick. Hold on, hold on. So yeah, I think we can go BLS. You go Toon Cannon, BLS, banish the monster, Dimension Fusion our guys back, Toon Cannon, launch the BLS, premature, and then we're hitting for... Oh, we're hitting for 46. 46. That's 7-3. Oh, we need to do like 3,000 more. But we can go launch, drop Sork. I don't know, I think this is pretty, like, damn close to game. Yeah, we'll get rid of these. And then... Poor opponent 2,000, we need to be able to launch 4 more. I think this is game. And then we go Special Summon BLS. And then we go Dimension Fusion. Yeah, this is just game. It didn't matter what we drew off the crane. Obviously, we drew a brick. So yeah, at this point, we just go BLS, banish this. And then we go Toon Cannon, launch our BLS. Pre the BLS. And then we go, Toon Cannon. Yeah. Launch Crane. And then that's game. Yeah, I'm glad I saw a lethal here. Yeah, that's a pretty I mean, maybe I'm just an idiot and like everyone in chat saw that, but like, yeah, figuring out a sequence that is game through Cyberjar is like pretty damn difficult. Um, and yeah, so we're up against presumably Panda Burn. I mean, I guess we don't know like, 100%. I don't know, you can side out like Dimension Fusion. But yeah, Chain Energy is like the main thing that I'm worried about. Do we side in like Raigeki Break too? Probably not. Yeah, we play against a lot of burn and ladder, I feel like. I don't know, I still haven't figured out like I'm not like 100% we're supposed to side in, side out. Oh, this is kind of gross. Especially since I sided out a Dimension Fusion. I feel like Dimension Fusion, it's a little hit or miss. I mean, sometimes it's just the nuts, but then sometimes it's like, oh, I just don't have enough life to activate it. And you pretty much never want to draw multiples. Yeah, I hate these spots because, like, this set monster can be almost anything. It can be Morphe, it can be Cyber, it can be... I mean, I guess it can be Panda. It can be, like, Des Koala. So this Monster Gate is just guaranteed to get us a Jinzo, right? And we have 2 Monster Gates and 1 target. Yeah, this is kind of gross. Yeah, I'm just gonna, like, hope Jinzo isn't the last card. And I guess hope this isn't Morphing or Cyber. Yeah, I'd really like Jinzo to not be, like, the bottom card of my deck, or even, like, the bottom 5 cards of my deck. But our hand is just, like, so bad that it's, like, sometimes it's, like, you're taking a risk, but you literally have no other option than to take the risk. It's not like there is a less risky option. Yeah. Yeah, I'm starting to lose hope. So yeah, we did this so he couldn't, like, Sakuretsu armor. What is going on here? Alright, so we take 8. Des Koala is perfect. Des Koala is, like, exactly what I wanted it to be. So, I mean, I still don't think we're favored to win this game, but... I still don't think we're favored to win, but our odds just got better. Swords is pretty good, actually, I'm not gonna lie. Let's see. We still have MST in our deck. Alright. Oh shit, call. We got call now, so we can just go like summon Toon Cannon, like launch Jinzo, call back Demok, and then hope that it's game somehow. Especially depending on like what we top deck, right? Well, okay, I guess that Trunade kind of sets us back a turn. Is he gonna go Panda, attack over Crane? No, just activate Swords again. I think our opponent is gonna be feeling pretty comfortable. Because, you know, because he's got, like, swords in play. Probably figures, I'm safe behind the swords. But let me tell you, buddy, you are not safe behind that swords. Alright, so let me think. Let me think here. Okay, so we go Demok. Probably get back Pre, and then Pre the Jinzo, and then attack for game? Right? Surely that works. Pre Jinzo, and then Trunade, and then, like, Pre again? Yeah, okay, I think this is... There might be a few set cards. There might be a few cards that stop us. But I think this is game like 90% of the time. Yeah, so... Yeah, I think we just get back Pre for Jinzo, game's over. I don't know why he didn't just concede, unless... I mean, I guess he could just legitimately have Karibo. Like, that is an actual thing he can have. So was it game through Karibo? Because we could launch for another 25. Yeah, I think it was just even still game through Karibo. Okay. I could play another match. I could play another match. I could also, like, play a match at Edison, but, like, I feel like every time I play a match at Edison, there's always someone in chat who gets upset. There's always someone in chat who gets upset if I play a match at Edison. So I'm starting to get kind of hungry anyways. Maybe if I was less hungry, I would do like another match, but I am starting to get kind of hungry. So, all right, I'm going to do my classic 6, you know, my 6 whatever it is. My 6-minute timer. So if you have any questions that you want to ask me, I'll pull up the deck here. Any questions that you want to ask me about the deck, about Edison format, about Yu-Gi-Oh!, about Magic, about life, about Cambodia, whatever. Drop your questions in the chat. I'll give you 6 minutes. All right. All right, ready, go. So yeah, drop your questions in chat. Yeah, I will say I'm gonna give you like a bit of a preview of what my next video is gonna be about. Something that I really want to talk about, and I feel like GOAT format players aren't talking about this, and maybe they're not talking about it because they feel like it's not important. GOAT format has become completely taken over by draw effects. Like, every deck now is basically just like upstarts, jars, deck thinning. Even like warriors. Do I have like a warrior build on this account? I don't know. Yeah, I don't think I have. I mean, that's not really warriors. But even warriors, in my opinion, like the optimal warrior build plays 3 jar grade. Optimal chaos deck is playing like at least 2 jar grade. With chaos, it's like you can go 2 jars and like a card destruction, or you can play like the 3rd jar over the card destruction if you don't want to go like super heavy discard. And now it's like same thing with Reasoning Gate. I feel like it sounds weird. Like, obviously this is like a combo deck. This is a dedicated combo deck, so it's not like a perfect analogy. But I just feel like even this deck looks a lot like how Chaos Turbo looks. You got double upstart, 3 jar, and then instead of Thunder Dragons, you have like Toon Cannons. And you even have card destruction, although you don't need to play card destruction. So I feel like every deck in GOAT format now is just draw slop. And I want to make a video about that, because like personally, I don't like it, because I feel like it makes GOAT format less interesting. It makes all the games feel very samey, right? Like, hey, I activate a bunch of draw, get my broken cards, play my broken cards, you know, GG or whatever. And, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't feel like it's the worst problem for a game to have. But I am going to do a full-length video about that. Because I feel like this narrative about GOAT format becoming like draw slop, I feel like it's not something that a lot of people are talking about. But I feel like it's one of these problems where, like, I think people know it's a problem, like, kind of in the back of their mind, they know it's a problem. But for a lot of people, like, it hasn't clicked. You know, it's like GOAT format, they go like, oh, every GOAT format game feels the same. And like, but like, they can't explain why. Like, I don't know, it's just this feeling I have, right? This intuitive feeling that like GOAT format, like, isn't as kind of like interesting and, you know, as it used to be. And a lot of it, I think, is because of like draw and deck thinning slop. And again, I think this is like the optimal build of Reasoning Gate. But, And again, it's like, it's one of those things where I feel like GOAT format players, it's like they figured it out, right? They figured out that every deck's got to play a bunch of draw stuff. But yeah, you know, ask me whatever questions you want, guys. Still got, yeah, like 3 more minutes. What the hell? Sorry, for some reason... Sorry, my computer's giving me a hard time. You know, I think at some point I need some sort of new computer. I don't know what kind of computer I'm gonna get. I don't know if I'm gonna get a laptop or a desktop. All the people who know anything say, oh, you gotta get a desktop. You know. This is like what? Got this laptop in... Yeah, this laptop's about like 3.5 years old. It is hard, though, to like build like a decent PC in Cambodia, you know? Just because of... It's just hard to get stuff. Yeah, it's like I keep... I don't know, like I keep having issues here. Like, I don't know if you guys can see it on stream, but, like, my computer, like, just kind of, like, keeps turning off. I think maybe it's, like, overheating. Nah, sorry, I'm hungry. I mean, I love myself some plant frogs. And at some point, too, I actually will. I do want to make a video about this deck on goat duels. And I know some people get upset. Some people, oh, how dare this goat format channel make a video about Edison? But like, this deck, in my opinion, is incredibly, incredibly good, and somehow people still don't know about it, right? So yeah, that's my opinion, anyways. So yeah, that's on my to-do list too. I want to make a video about draw slop first, and then after that, I probably will make a video about plant frog and Edison format. I've been lazy. I do feel also, is it just me, or has Go format fallen off a little bit in terms of like number of online tournaments? Oh, it's funny. I made a video, one of my streams earlier, I pointed out how format library blocked all traffic from Cambodia. And then after I pointed that out on stream, they unblocked me, which is hilarious. But it's like, you look at, yeah, we're not playing more games. But it's like, you look at the number of like GOAT format tournaments recently, and like, it's been what, more than a month since we've had like a big online GOAT format tournament? I don't know. I mean, I feel like morale has kind of declined a bit. Well, I'll answer the how big is your IRL card collection question, because that's an easy one. My IRL card collection is 0 cards. Because there's no Yu-Gi-Oh! In Cambodia. I mean, technically, I think they have like a few card shops in like Thailand and Vietnam, but even there, it's like they don't really play. And again, it's like I've talked about this on stream before. People like have this idea in their head that like, oh yeah, like Yu-Gi-Oh! Is like really big in Japan and like sort of other countries near Japan. Not only does like basically no one in Asia like play Yu-Gi-Oh!, but even in Japan, they don't really play Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, yes, they play it, but it's like, in Japan, I went to Tokyo, I went to Osaka, I went to Kyoto, I went to all these places. Every single card shop that I found did not have Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards. They basically had, like, Pokemon cards and, like, I don't know, maybe, like, a couple games I hadn't heard of. But it was, like, 80% Pokemon, 0 Yu-Gi-Oh! As far as last turn, I mean, it depends on what people mean by a good deck. Like, is it top tier? No. Is it underrated? Yes. Does it have some potential? Yeah, I think it does. I don't know what the best build at GBs is. I'll be honest. I haven't. I mean, you're asking me about like I haven't like I've played Glad Beasts and I've played Edison, but the last time I played Glad Beasts in Edison was like actually 2010. So Reckless Greed, for those who don't know, Reckless Greed is, oh, sorry, that's not my build. This is my build. Reckless Greed is limited to 1 copy in GOAT format. Now, if Reckless Greed was at 2 or 3, I think it would be, the discussion around is Reckless Greed a good card would change completely. And yeah, it's like my computer just like keeps overheating. I feel like I gotta like prop it up with something to kind of vent it out. Hold on, there. Hopefully that'll stop it from overheating. But yeah, in GOAT format, I'll show you guys. In GOAT format, Reckless is at 1. I think it would be interesting if they put Reckless at 2. I think that would be like kind of a neat thing, but GOAT format is GOAT format, right? Yeah, I mean, personally, like in Warriors, I would play 3 Jar Greed. I would play 3 Jar Greed, 0 Upstart in Warriors. That would be the build that I would play. And it's like, if I was entering a tournament and trying to maximize my chances of winning, I'd probably either play Warriors or Library FTK. I mean, this deck isn't bad either, but I feel like Warriors and Library FTK are better than this. Um, but like the Noel build of Reasoning Gate, this was like way back. This was like, I don't know, like 5, 6, 7 years ago, whatever it was. Her build was that she played Thunder Dragon in Reasoning Gate and Reload, which like kind of comes with like its pros and cons, right? The con is sort of obvious, which is you need to actually draw the Thunder Dragon. Um, and like she wasn't playing goats either. That was the other thing. Like she wasn't playing Scapegoat, and I feel like Scapegoat is really good in Reasoning Gate. I mean, it's not. I mean, I guess you don't have to max out on 3 goats, but like, yeah, I mean, I definitely think the Chaos decks kind of started the trend. It doesn't matter who started it, right? Like, I'm not like mad at the players, right? Like, I'm not one of these people because there are people like this who are like, oh, if X strategy makes the game less fun, you're like morally obligated to not play that strategy. I personally think draw slop makes GOAT format a lot less fun, but at the same time, I don't get mad at people for playing the optimal like strategy, right? Like, so I don't think it really matters who started it. It doesn't matter what player or what deck started it. It's, I think it's most prominent in Chaos. I think for the most part, Reasoning Gate does the same thing. And then Warriors, like, I think you play 3 Jar Greed just because, like, you don't really have a lot of better options. Um, as far as like the optimal Gishki pile, I think I like have a video on that on my channel somewhere. Like if you go back, we'll watch it now actually. I think because at one point I demonstrated what the optimal pile was, so you can try to find it on my channel. Um, hold on, let me. Where's my channel? View your channel. There we go. And then search for Gishki. Yeah, I think here. How long is this video?
Hey guys,
Oh, it's
I have a
23
video here for
minutes.
you today. This might
Ah,
be
not the
one
best
of
quality
the
either.
last Yu-Gi-Oh videos that I post in a while, but as I'm sure you can tell, this is related to Gishkill and
All right, let's skip
beat
ahead
this
here.
loop. Um, so I'm going to show you guys that today, but before I do, um, I have something special.
All right, I'm
I'd
showing
like to give
people.
a shout out to them. The main reason I like it is that they don't screw around. It's like 3% juice. The second ingredient is sugar, and this.
All right.
I always say that as I show you this loop, I'm going to drink Capri Sun.
All right, let's
To
just get
sort
to
it
the
out,
goddamn loop.
these that stack over there. These are all the cards I'm not going to use, and the hand destruction, salvage, trade, and that's part of our loop. And then our rituals and our shadows are also part of our loop. So we have zero deck here, and we've resolved Mind August's effect.
Oh, and by the way, I think Perfect Circle is not a very good format. I mean, you might say it's like better than average, but like I have pretty high standards. I think like after Goat and Edison, it's probably Tengu format. If I'm being totally honest.
It's very easy to get into this position. This is not a corner case by any means. We
All right.
had two Gishki Shot and Salvage. Then we go over to our hand. We trade in our Soul Ogre.
Hold on, let me.
So I am reading off of notes here. So the first pile is going to be trade in and salvage. So this becomes our deck, trade and salvage. Then we go over to our hand. We trade in our Soul Ogre. Our hands trade and salvage. We activate the salvage.
Sorry, Jose.
Salvage
Let
goes
me
over
get
there,
to your
back on our
thing.
grave. We add 2 Gishki Shadow to our hand. And then the way this interaction works here is that Soul Ogre goes to our hand. Aquamirror goes to our deck. And then we pitch Shadow and add Aquamirror to our hand. So that Shadow affected Mind August. And you'll see that we're in the exact same position that we were in before, except we have an Aquamirror. Before we just had trade in Soul Ogre with a Mind August activation on the order of our deck doesn't matter again. We're just going to draw both. And then
Okay, so yeah, the person was right. Keep in mind I hadn't played it in a long time. You guys could find this video yourself if you want to watch it. But yeah, basically it was you're right. You go trade in salvage, and then hand destruction salvage, and then that like nets you a card each time. I think. I don't know. It is pretty funny. The first like 5 minutes of the video is me talking about how I like Capri Sun, which I mean valid, but you know, you can skip the first 5 minutes. And let's see. At some point, we like presumably net ourselves a card, right?
So our hand is trade in salvage. We're gonna activate salvage. Get back 2 shadow. The 2 shadows get us 2 Aquamirror and 2 ritual. So that salvage is going...
So yeah, that version of Loop nets us a card each time. Anyways, to Jose, thank you for donating $5. The platform that I'm playing on is DuelingBook. As far as I know, you cannot play GOAT format on Master Duel. I would actually love it if you could play GOAT format on Master Duel, but that is not really an option. Even like the OCG GOAT format, if they like brought that back as like a permanent mode, I would stream it quite a lot because I do like it. But yeah, I mean the only options for playing GOAT format online is Dueling Book and Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro. As far as I mean, I think some people say you can also play on Dueling Nexus. Maybe I don't know. I am definitely open to playing GOAT format on other platforms. I have never been a very big fan of Dueling Book. I mean, for one thing, just the lag is annoying. Like, you know, it is what it is. And, so yeah, I'd totally be open to playing on another platform, including Master Duel, if they had GOAT format, but as far as I know, they don't. I have played on Master Duel before. I have got, I have nothing against Master Duel at all. I don't think Master Duel, they haven't added Genesis yet either, have they? Like, Master Duel, it's still advanced format or bust, as far as I know. So, I mean, I am definitely on the side of, I want Master Duel to add more formats. That is 100% what I am rooting for. I am rooting for Master Duel, but I cannot force them to add GOAT format. So, you know, not a lot you can do about that. And even Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro, it's like, I've considered... Yeah, Jargreed's great in Warriors also. Like, you're right. Like, if you're, like, playing Warriors going first, you can do, like, set Saku, set Jargreed, like, turn 1. Try to, like, bait out their heavy. And, like, hey, if you get their heavy, awesome, man. You are just really, really happy about that. So, yeah, I like Jargreed in Warriors. And... yeah, I mean, if someone someday, like, on stream can kind of just, like, walk me through, like, how to play GOAT format on Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro, it's one of these things where the only person that I've ever heard for advocating playing GOAT format on Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro was, you know, Johnny Slash Tap. And I don't know, I mean, he's just kind of like, yeah, I like it better. I like the automation. if more GOAT format players were advocating for Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro, I would probably start playing on Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro just because I'd want to see what all the fuss is about. But it's one of those things where I play on Dueling Book because everyone else plays on Dueling Book. It's believe me, it's not the platform. It's not, I'm not some sort of Dueling Book shill. Quite the opposite. And yeah, that I think that answers your question. And again, thank you for the $5. I will never ask for donations, but I always appreciate them. Gishki with Hieratics actually sounds really cool. I don't know if it's any good, but just the premise, I'm already enjoying the premise. I mean, in hat format, it's not as good of a format as I think. But I think didn't we have Tengu Worlds recently? I thought I saw that on Format Library. Yeah, Tengu World Championship was like 2 weeks ago. I don't know, 10 days ago, whatever you want to call it. And I think 60 cards is kind of crazy, but yeah, this is pretty cool. Pretty cool format. I don't know. That would Gishki Hieratic won the last hat format. All right, well, now I have to go look. Well, I don't know what the last hat tournament was. I guess we'll look at this. Keep in mind it was like a 24-person tournament. I don't know, maybe it's not up here yet. What's the most popular deck? Okay, hat, I guess. Yeah, I had hair 10 years ago. I mean, I even had hair like 5 years ago. But yeah, I don't really think we know for sure like what's good in hat format. I mean, if it were me, I would just play Infernity. How do people not play Infernity in this format? Like, where are the? Are there just zero Infernity? See, like, to me, it's so hard to take tournaments like this seriously if zero people enter with Infernities. Because, like, Infernities is, like, such a ridiculously powerful deck, and yet zero people are using it. I don't know. Maybe there's some other tournament that I wasn't aware of. I mean, this is, like, a big tournament. 57 people. Oh yeah, Gishki Hieratic did win this tournament. So what Gishki monsters does it play? Is this actually like an FTK deck, or is this like a deck that's trying to play fair games of Yu-Gi-Oh? Like, I don't even know what Gishki Abyss does. When this card is summoned? Okay, it's just a Stratos, more or less. Add a Gishki monster, blah, blah, blah. 1,000 or less defense, so that gets, what? I guess it gets Shadow or Vision? Okay, so this is like... So... Hold on. I just want to look at this deck. This card is normal summoned or special summoned. You can banish this card. Special summon... I mean, it seems like this deck is very streamlined, like very consistent. That's just like a vanilla. That's also a tuner. So I guess you just OTK, right? The idea is just to like OTK with this deck. Yeah, that tracks. I mean, it's playing 3 Soul Charge. Can't be that bad. I don't even know, like, why are we playing Mind August? That's one thing that kind of confuses me. Why are we playing Mind August? Because, like, there's no loop. So you're just playing Mind August as, like, a 2500 vanilla? Like, there's another level 8 you can play instead. I guess we're not playing 8s, we're only playing 6s. Once per turn, you can declare a card type. Otherwise, both players send 1 card. Even this, it just seems like is basically just a vanilla. It's just playing like level 6 Gishki vanillas. I mean, obviously Gus Kraken is super strong. You know, you just can send back a couple of cards. I don't know, maybe this deck is good. To me, it seems like a hieratic deck that is playing Gishki monsters, not a Gishki deck that's playing hieratic monsters. And it's like you gotta play like a bunch of like these are basically just vanillas. Right? Like even like what does this effect accomplish? Oh, well, you can mill an Aqua Mirror. I didn't think about that. Like you can declare spell and then just put an Aqua Mirror from your main deck into your grave. Yeah, this is actually pretty good. I don't know why you'd want Mind August though. Like wouldn't the second Tetra Ogre just be better than Mind August? Or do you use Mind August? Hold on. Let me read the hieratics. So yeah, when this is blah 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 blah, when this is tributed, special a dragon from your hand, deck, or grave. I don't know. Does Mind August shuffling back cards like really do anything? I mean, shuffling back. I don't know. I don't fully understand why we're playing Mind August here. What's the best deck I can use to humble my friends? Any videos you have or tutorials, thanks in advance. I'm not sure I entirely understand your question. I guess you mean the best deck to beat my friends. So here's my real answer to your question. Is like GOAT format kind of has like a lot of RPS stuff going on. So the best deck to use is always whatever deck counters your friend's deck. Now that might make your friends kind of upset, but that would be the best deck. And back in the day when I used to play like GOAT format ladder on Discord, this was before like DuelingBook had like a GOAT format ladder. I would always basically just play whatever deck countered the decks that I knew my opponents played. And that pissed people off so much because I was ranked like whatever it was, like top 3 on the GOAT format ladder. And people would always try to like argue that it was not legitimate, right? They would just try to, well, yeah, Alan's like ranked number 2, but like it doesn't really count because he just counter picks everyone. And it's like, what's wrong with counter picking? You know? So, yeah, that's that's my actual answer is just counter pick your opponents. So I have 2 deck guides on my channel so far. 2 GOAT format deck guides. One of them is Reasoning Gate, which is the deck I've been playing on stream. So if you want to learn Reasoning Gate, I have like a ton of stuff on GOAT Duels that covers how to use Reasoning Gate. The other deck that I have a guide for is Chaos Return, which is a pretty decent deck. I don't think it's super hard to play, if I'm being totally honest. I don't think it's super hard to play. This is also kind of like a counter pick type deck. Like, if all your friends are just playing Chaos Turbo, this is like a great deck to use. Because it kind of counters them. And then, like, if your friends are playing, like, Warriors, which is the most popular aggro deck, Warriors typically have a hard time versus other aggro decks. So, like, Warriors have a hard time with Earth aggro. Warriors have, like, a hard time with, like, zombies. So you can play that to counter Warriors, if that's kind of what people are doing. If your friends are just kind of playing, like, random jank, probably just play Chaos Turbo. But if your friends are playing, like, meta decks, either just counter pick them, or, yeah, counter pick them, or if you really like combo decks, you can play, sorry, not this deck, this deck. I definitely think it can be frustrating to play this deck at times, though. It has been frustrating. Just because, like, a lot of times you'll just lose because you got unlucky. That's the thing. I know some people don't like that. I think it's fine. Like if you are up against really tough competition, I think decks like this are good. If you're up against very easy competition, then I think decks like, well, this is kind of a not updated build, but you know, some sort of like chaos deck is good. Or even this. I still like this deck too. This is like a really good kind of like pub stomper deck. Like it kind of has something for everything. Like you got Decree for like the trap heavy decks. You've got like Goats meta for the monster heavy decks. You know, you got, I mean, you could maybe change a couple of cards. Like you could maybe cut like this Dark Mimic for something. But this is like a good pub stomper deck. But yeah, I mean, if you're totally new to GOAT format and you're just like, oh, I just want to learn something that is just like kind of decent against everything, I don't know. I'd probably play Warriors. Even this Warrior build is fine. Like, I played this on stream a few times. It's done pretty well. You can play something like this. It's not really Warriors, but like it's Warriors that can also just like cheese your opponent. So yeah, I don't feel like you gave me enough information to answer your question, but I'm trying my best. Oh, and that's true about the August. I didn't think of that. August is Grave Disruption. Yeah, I guess you're right. I didn't think about that. Cause like in hat format, people play things like Infernities and Dragon Rulers, which are both kind of like grave reliant. I mean, also it sides like Fire Hand and Ice Hand, and then you can shuffle those back if you side those in. See, I didn't think about that. But yeah, people playing Gear. Yeah, okay, this tournament actually had Infernity players. None of them topped. Mostly just hat decks topped. I don't know. I mean, even with Gishki being like potentially top tier, I don't think I would like this. This format's a little too powerful for me. Again, it's like Gishki is obviously really good in like, you know, the late 2012, early 2013, but I don't like those formats either. Um, I don't know. To me, it's like once we get to like around 2012, that's just when Yu-Gi-Oh gets like too powerful for me. Like some people have the attitude of like they have their pet deck and like, oh, as long as my pet deck is good, then I'm willing to play the format. I'm not one of those kinds of people, right? Like there's a lot of decks that I like. You know, I like frogs just in general. I like Substitute, but like if someone said like, oh, frogs are top tier in like advanced format Yu-Gi-Oh, that wouldn't make me go play advanced format Yu-Gi-Oh. So yeah, to me this format's a little too powerful. I mean, Lightsworn Ruler is kind of like a cool deck. I don't know. I feel like a lot of these people are just playing underpowered decks. If I had to play this format, though, like if, you know, someone held a gun to my head, said, you have to win a tournament in this format or I'm going to shoot you, I'd play Infernity. Because I think it is just the deck with the most raw power. And the problem is that, or not the problem, the thing is that usually before these formats get competitive, people don't respect the most powerful decks enough. It's the same reason why I play Frog Plant and Edison. Right? I play it because if your opponent isn't respecting of the deck, it just beats almost everything. Like if people aren't playing Royal Oppression, if they're not playing DD Crow, if they're not playing, I don't know, like Archlord Christia, if they're not playing like a bunch of Vanity's Fiends, if they just don't have the specific cards that counter this deck, you just win, right? Now, in 5 years, you know, assuming people keep playing Edison, in 5 years, will this be a good deck in Edison? Maybe not. I'd be totally open to the idea of, okay, everyone's just countering this deck now, you can't play it. But if people don't counter the deck, it is basically just a free win. And Infernities is like kind of the same thing in hat format to a large extent. It is like either people have the hard counters for your deck or they lose. Now, like, DD Crow is really good against Infernity, and I know lots of people side DD Crow in hat format, right? I assume, like, if we looked at these decks, yeah, like, this guy's siding triple DD Crow. I mean, maybe if everyone is, like, siding triple DD Crow, maybe Infernity, like, isn't that great. But the thing is like, you still get to just beat up on people game one, right? Yeah, I guess Breakthrough Skill is also kind of good against Infernity. Maybe. I don't know. It's been a while. Yeah, I mean, Soul Charge is definitely very good in hat format. But yeah, like kind of, I feel like the level one option for most formats is what is the most powerful deck that people aren't countering? And just play that. It's like same reason I play like Library FTK and GOAT format, right? I mean, and to the guy who asked earlier, you could play Library FTK and GOAT format if you really want to make your friends hate you. But why is this deck so good? Because no one counters it. If like every deck in the format was just like the Jurai Gumo deck that plays like 3 Dust Shoots, 3 Drop-Offs, 3 Solemns, Library FTK wouldn't be that good. Because your opponent would just go, oh, Drop-Off, Dust Shoot, Solemn, and you just can't do anything. But most of the format isn't that. So it's like, my view is if people aren't going to counter this deck, I'm going to play it. Right? Like, you know, that's just how it goes, you know? If people aren't going to counter it, I'm going to play it. If people are going to counter it, then I'll play something else. I'll play the next most powerful deck that people aren't countering. And that's what I do in most formats. So again, it's same philosophy in every format. What is the most powerful deck that people aren't respecting? Okay, I'm playing that. Easy game. And, you know, I guess for some people that's not fun. They just want to play the deck that, well, this deck is more fun. Okay, fine. Play the deck that's the most fun. You're allowed to do that. But yeah, for me, it's like I'm just going to play the most powerful deck that people aren't countering. Yeah, I mean, I'm not 100% sure what the meta is in hat format. I know that, do people not play like Dragon Rollers in hat format anymore? Because I thought that was part of the meta. Yeah, Mythic Ruler, I guess it's not that popular. I think Geargia is also a good deck, if I recall correctly. I don't like 100% remember what the builds look like. But yeah, like Geargia is pretty powerful deck too. So like you could play that. I don't even remember all the cards they played. Uh, interesting. But yeah, like a lot of the past formats that people play now, I don't know. To me, they're just too powerful. It's weird, like how sort of the like past format preferences like kind of circle back to stuff that we thought was overpowered at the time. Like even like REDU format, right? No one liked that format at the time. Like 0 people. Everyone thought it was like an awful format. And yet like 10 years later, it's like somehow tolerable. Not even 10 years later. What would it be now? 13 years later? Like, yeah, like 13 years later. 13 years later, people have decided that format was tolerable. 0 people liked it at the time. And I wonder, it's like, is that going to happen today? Like, if for the sake of the argument, assume people are still playing Yu-Gi-Oh! In, like, 2036. Are people just going to be like, yeah, man, Yu-Gi-Oh! Used to be so good in 2026? I don't know. To me, it's just kind of wild. I mean, if I had to think about, like, past formats I would play, really, I think, like, Tengu is kind of around, like, the cutoff. Like, anything more powerful than Tengu, I'm, like, not really interested. But then at the same time, it's like I also don't want to play like Yugi Kaiba format, because that format is just like summon my vanilla monster, attack over your vanilla monster. Yeah. So to me, it's like there's this fine line. You know, I think like a decent format to play would be like pre-Invasion of Chaos. Right? What was the set that got released
Yeah, Dark Crisis, that was it. Like, Dark Crisis format, I would play that format. To me, like, that's not too powerful. I mean, every deck is just kind of like piles of staples, but like, I still think it'd probably be interesting. You know, I'd play, I mean, I think Perfect Circle is a little overrated, but like, it is tolerable. The problem with, you know, with Perfect Circle format, I assume the entire meta is just zombies in Perfect Circle, right? Like, I assume it's basically a 2-deck format. I mean, back in that day, like, I played gadgets, but believe me, I am under no delusion that, like, oh yeah, gadgets are actually really good. Especially since I think people play, like, before Dimensional Prison came out, right? Like, after Dimensional Prison got released, all of a sudden gadgets are, like, semi-viable. But yeah, I assume it's just... What the hell? Gladiator Beasts? Gladiator Beasts were in Perfect Circle format? Am I getting punked here? Gladiator Beasts are in Perfect Circle format? Really? I didn't know that. What? Like, now I'm just, like, confused. And they play with Crush Card Virus allowed? Crush Card Virus was like a $1,000 card back then. And they're just letting... I'm so goddamn confused. I don't know, I guess... Let me do the math. When was like Gladiator Beast Laquari released? Gladiator Beast Laquari. When was this guy released? Okay, so you're playing post November. You're playing post Gladiators Assault. I don't think it became legal. Well, no, I guess it was legal on release back then. Yeah, but the thing is, in Edison, like, Blackwings and Vayu Turbo aren't enough of the meta to justify not maining Oppression. Like, that logic would be like saying, well, no one should main Crossout in GOAT format because of Warriors. Like, if a card is the absolute nuts versus, like, 75% of the meta, and not very good versus the other 25%, you should still main that card. It's, you know, it's not rocket science. But yeah, I guess Gladiator Beasts being part of the meta are fine. So they're playing post Light and Darkness Dragon. So then you can also play DDT, right? Yeah, people do play DDT. Okay. I thought people told me before that in Perfect Circle format, everyone did not play like post Dimensional Prison, post Diamond Dude Turbo support. Everyone always told me before that people played, like, before that. Which, by the way, I like this version of the format better. But everyone in the past had always told me that, oh no, we play, like sort of the beginning months of the format where, like, the only two playable decks are Zombies and Perfect Circle. So does everyone play the same version of the format? Yeah, I guess they do. I mean, this Gadget deck has Dimensional Prison in it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if I played this format, I'd probably just play DDT. I don't agree with allowing Crush Card, though. Yeah, and I 100% agree with, like, yeah, like, Oppression is, like, less dead versus Blackwing than Crossout is versus Warriors. I know people always hate, like, my multi-format comparisons, but, like, yeah, I think you have to just main double Oppression. Or you're just not respecting the combo decks enough. But yeah, so I agree with playing this version of Perfect Circle format. The only thing that I disagree on is why do they let people use Crush Card Virus? because it is like it is extremely broken and no one actually had it back then other than like 10 people. And when I say 10, that's like not some sort of like hyperbole. I mean literally 10 people. So to me it's like I think this version of Perfect Circle is fine, but I don't think you should allow Crush Card. And what about Gold Sarcophagus? Because realize Gold Sarcophagus was released too. Do they? Yeah, I guess they allowed Gold Sark. Same thing with Gold Sark. Like, Gold Sark makes DDT, like, a lot better. I mean, this is an awful version of DDT, by the way, just so we're on the same page. This is, like, an awful version of DDT. This is, like, well, maybe not awful. It's slightly suboptimal. But, yeah, like, having Gold Sark in DDT makes the deck a lot better. So, yeah, I would not allow Gold Sark, and I would not allow Crush Card. Because to me, if you have, like, a prize card, in general, I just don't think you should allow prize cards in any format, period. And before people get confused, Cyberstein was not, like, a prize card in GOAT format. Like, it was, but it got reprinted, right? So, like, when we allow Cyberstein in GOAT format, it's not because, like, it's a $2,000 card. We allow it because it was a $10 card. So yeah, I actually think I kind of want to take back what I said about Perfect Circle. I think other than the fact that they're allowing Oppression and Crush Card, I think like the format's fine. It's reasonably diverse. I mean, there's definitely some like sacking that can go on, you know, the whole let me like bring back my Disc Commander 1,000 times. Oh, I'm up like 20 cards, GG. Also note, by the way, that Royal Oppression it doesn't work the good way in Perfect Circle. The ruling on Royal Oppression wasn't changed until, like, August 2008. So, like, if you play gadgets with main deck Royal Oppression, you have to flip the Oppression preemptively. And yes, I did play in Pepe format, but it was an awful format. It was, like, one of the worst experiences I had ever playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, I played in one tournament. It was like a 1,500 person YCS. I made top 32, and I was like, there is no way I'm ever doing this shit again. Because I did get questions at the time of, well, you topped, so that means you're going to unretire, right? I'm like, no. I think zombies would still be playable. Do people just not play zombies? Yeah, some people play zombies, I guess. Six Samurai were decent in this format, right? Because you had, did you have Grandmaster? You had Grandmaster, right? You had Grandmaster in this format? I think so. As long as you have Grandmaster, the deck is playable. Which one was it released? Oh, yeah, you have Grandmaster. Yeah, because even in, like, summer 2007, like, Six Samurai was playable. I had this one friend back in the day. He was kind of a dick, to be honest. But he only played, like, Six Samurai. In, like, 2007, 2008, he only played Six Samurai. And I think he had, like, more regional tops than I did. Yeah, I mean, I don't think Edison format should allow Dark End Dragon either. In Edison, it's like less of an issue because like Dark End Dragon is not like it's not an OP card. So it's one of those things. It's kind of like the same reason that for a while people allowed Exarian in GOAT format, where it's like, hey, one guy in your playgroup wants to play Exarian, so you're just like, yeah, whatever, like, I don't want to argue with you, so, like, to avoid an argument, I'll just let you play it. Dark End Dragon is kind of like that in Edison, where it's like, well, it's not that powerful, so if you really want to play it, whatever. But, like, Sark and Crush just makes the format completely different. Like, it is just... you know, if you just get to go like Sark for Crush, realize it's like there were a few people, and I forget the guy's name. There was one guy that topped like every YCS back in Perfect Circle format. And like the only reason why is because he's like the only person who had Sark and Crush. And he just topped every single YCS. Because since not very many people had Crush Sark, people weren't building their decks to like be good versus Crush card, because the idea was like in 99% of my matches people won't have Crush. So if you're in the 1% that did have Crush, you would just absolutely destroy people. And then if you had Sark, it was like even worse, because it's like, oh, not only do I have a Crush card in my deck, I have 2 Crush cards in my deck, right? I have a Crush card and a card that searches for it. Like, it was in my opinion, Perfect Circle was like the biggest pay-to-win format that Yu-Gi-Oh! Ever had. Like, again, there was literally a guy who just topped every single, well, they were Shonen Jumps, not YCSs. He topped like 5 YCSs in a row because he just had Sark plus Crush. And it was very unfair. Now, you could say that, well, online, everyone has it, so it's fair. And it's like, yeah, I guess. Like, okay, if everyone gets to play it, then I guess it's fair. But, like, again, you're just not playing the same format anymore, right? Like, all of a sudden, it's like, you just have to, like, build your deck around not just immediately losing when your opponent Crush card viruses you. To me, it's the same logic as not allowing Exarian in GOAT format. 2 reasons. 1, it's overpowered. 2, it wasn't really part of the format. Same logic here. Crush card is overpowered, and 2, wasn't really part of the format. Like, it was, but it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, even like, imagine if for the sake of the argument, Tyler the Great Warrior, imagine if Tyler the Great Warrior was a super overpowered card. Are you seriously telling me that we would just let people add 3 Tyler the Great Warriors to all of their decks in online tournaments? Like, is that seriously the argument that people would make? Like, again, here it's a non-issue because the card sucks. But what if it didn't suck? What if this was like a really, really great card? Would we seriously let people register decks with 3 copies of Tyler the Great Warrior in them? I think everyone can agree that we would not let people do that. And just for because I know there's probably like a few people who are lost here. Tyler the Great Warrior was a card that only 1 copy of it was ever made, and it was given to like a sick child for the Make-A-Wish Foundation or whatever. So it's like, yes, it is technically part of Yu-Gi-Oh!, but realistically, no one had it. And multiple copies literally did not exist. Like, the card is not on any limited list. You know, you'll never find any format where, oh, Tyler the Great Warrior is limited to 1, but literally only 1 copy existed. And again, you would never see a format like this. You would never see, you know, a YCS top cut deck list or whatever, where it's like, I mean, this is actually not a great example because only like 2 people played Crush card for some reason. But it's like, you look at one of these other tournaments. Sorry, we'll go to like this one. So let's see, it's like, okay, no Crush, but he's got like a Sark. I don't know, no Crush, and then you go Crush card. Like, you would not see like the top 8 of a Perfect Circle tournament with 4 Crush cards in it. Because, like, you would probably not even have, like, 4 people entering a Shonen Jump with Crush card. Well, I guess you might. Because there was also a thing back then where people would, like, borrow each other's Crush cards, right? Like, oh, I can't make it to this Shonen Jump, so I'll lend you my Crush card. And you would have to pay for that service. This is a true story one time. I paid someone $100 to borrow Gold Sarcophagus for 1 tournament. Like, hey, let me borrow this card for a weekend, I'll pay you $100. That is a legitimate thing that I did. But I digress, right? I kind of digress here. The point is that this is not representative of what the format actually was. And if you're playing Troop Dupe format, it's like even worse, right? Because in Troop Dupe format, there were even fewer copies of Crush Card back then. And there like literally might have been like one copy of Gold Sark. So let's see, is there like Troop Dupe format? Do people actually play that format? I guess no one plays the format. Treasure, Imperial, Fiber, Yada. Okay, Trooper. Like, if they're letting people play Crush Card plus Sark in Troop Dupe format, it is an absolute, an absolute abomination. Yeah, they're just letting, like, look at this tournament! 5 out of 8 decks with Crush Card. There literally didn't exist 5 Crush Cards then. There literally didn't exist that many. Maybe there was like 5 barely. I don't know. But I know I'm going off on like a ridiculous rant here. But like, yeah, this card was printed. Sorry, wrong one. Well, it doesn't say the date, but this card was printed. Crush Card, that is. It was printed in... January? January 2007? Yeah, January 2007 was the first release for Crush Card. Right? That was when it was first released as a prize card. And then there was about a Shonen Jump every month or so, right? So, if you're playing, like, Troop Dupe format, that's, like, July, right? So there were only, like, 7 Crush Cards in existence for the format that this was being played for. Oh, no, I forgot, because it was also, you got one for side event. So there weren't 7. There were 14. Somewhere around 14. I can't say it was exactly 14. But yeah, it was 2 per event. So for this format, or sorry, not this one. For this format, there was only like 14 Crush Cards in existence. And yet you have 5 of them in top. Again, it's not realistic. It's not realistic. And again, if we say, okay, how many people entered this tournament? Which one of the ones that got more people? 30 people entered this tournament. And I would probably guess that like half of them are registering Crush Card. And probably like a decent percentage are registering Gold Sark, right? Because, okay, there's like 2 Gold Sarks in top 8. There were probably more Gold Sarks registered for this tournament than were literally in existence. Right? Because again, we do the math on Gold Sark. Sorry, I'm just like going down a big rabbit hole now. I'm going down a rabbit hole. But yeah, it was released. Okay, shit, they don't say when it was released. Okay, August 2007. So I believe they're playing so August. Again, I don't know how many Shonen Jumps there were, but back then it was about 1 per month. So August, September, October, November, December. Times 2. So there are about 10 Gold Sarks in existence. So, like, having a tournament, like, imagine if, hypothetically, at some point, you had, like, a Perfect Circle tournament with, like, 100 players in it, and, like, 25 of them have Gold Sark in their deck. Then you would literally have more than twice as many Gold Sarks in the tournament as existed. Do you guys see what I'm saying? It's not realistic. I am like a very big sort of originalist when it comes to formats. It's the same thing with like GOAT format. Like with certain rulings, I go, how is it ruled in GOAT format? And same thing with card pool. Was this actually in GOAT format? I am very much on the side of historical accuracy. Because if you don't err on the side of historical accuracy, then that opens a can of worms, right? Like, oh, if we're not going to be historically accurate, then why not just add other cards to the format? Why not add, insert your favorite card here, right? Why not just add, I don't know, Lightsworn to Perfect Circle format or something? You know what I mean? To me, not being historically accurate is kind of a slippery slope. Now, you could argue that, like, the whole prize card thing is a slippery slope, too, because at some point, Crush Card got reprinted, and then after it got reprinted, it was like a $300 card. So, we can't play Crush when it's a $1,000 card, but we can play it when it's a $300 card? Again, you could say that, well, how are you going to, like, draw that line there? Again, it's not really so much about the money. It's about accessibility. Right? Like, you literally, you can't have, again, think of the Tyler the Great Warrior analogy. You can't have someone registering 3 copies of Tyler the Great Warrior when only one existed. And again, it's a non-issue because the card's awful, but the principle still applies. You can't have more cards in a format than actually existed at the time. And that's the slippery slope that you fall down here. And even Gold Sark. Was Gold Sark limited? Was Gold Sark actually even limited in this format? I think it was. I think Gold Sark was limited. But it's like, if Gold Sark wasn't limited, would you just let people register like 3 Sarks? Right? Like, again, to me, it's a massive slippery slope. I don't know. To me, it's like, it's one of those things that to me is common sense. Most people should agree on this, right? Most people, like, again, I think we can all agree, just for the sake of the argument, I know it doesn't matter, but I think we can all agree that someone should not be able to register certainly multiple copies of Tyler the Great Warrior in their deck, because it didn't exist. And then we can kind of extend that to be like, well, if only one copy existed, then we can't really have multiple players using one copy of Tyler the Great Warrior, right? Because that would also be impossible, right? If player A is using one Tyler, player B is using one Tyler, that would be impossible because there's not enough copies that existed then. So if you can't let 2 players register Tyler the Great Warrior, well, then you can't let 1 player register Tyler the Great Warrior either, right? Because how are you supposed to police that, right? So I think for pure authenticity, again, with GOAT format, it's a non-issue because Tyler the Great Warrior, it's not a good card. No one wants to play it. But purely on the basis of authenticity, I think Tyler the Great Warrior should not be a card that you're legally allowed to play in any format, online. Obviously, if you have the 1 copy, IRL will do whatever the hell you want. But then again, you then extend that logic to, okay, now we're talking about a card like Gold Sarcophagus where, all right, there's not 1 copy in existence, but there's 10 copies in existence. How are you going to let 11 people show up to a tournament with a card where there's only like 10 copies? You get the point. And same thing with Dark End Dragon and Edison. Now with Dark End Dragon, though, it's different because by the time of Dark End Dragon, there wasn't 2 copies of a prize card being given away at a tournament. There was 4. Right? Because it was first place, second place, third place, side event. So with Dark End Dragon, if we do the math, how many copies of Dark End would have been available at Edison? Right? If we're just being realistic. Because it was printed... Yeah, it was printed in like 2009. So that's April 2009. Edison, by the way, is almost exactly 1 year later. So you do 12 times 4. Realistically, there were around 48 copies of Dark End Dragon that could have been used at YCS Edison. Now, to me, 48 is a very different number than like 10 or 15. So in Edison, I think it at least, again, just for sort of logical consistency, I would say you shouldn't be able to use Dark End in Edison format either. Just to be consistent. But you at least have an argument. You go, well, there are 48 copies available. It's fairly reasonable that, say, maybe 10 or 20 people could enter a tournament with Dark End. It's not out of the question. Whereas with like this idea that, oh, I'm going to have like a perfect circle tournament where like half the people are playing Sark Crush Card, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You're like taking away a lot of the fun of the format. Oh, I got Crush Card and then lost. GG. Who the hell wants to play that? And then secondly, it's not authentic. So, okay, I think I've ranted enough. I got better things to do here. So I'm going to call it a day. But I don't know. I think I'm right. I think the community should just go, you know what? ACP is right. We're just going to stop allowing prize cards